Hello guys, this is Ryu69511 and welcome to my channel. Well, on this video I'm gonna give you my thoughts for Batman Beyond. From issue number 1, check out this cover. Issue number 2 and issue number 3. Nice cover, huh? Well, okay, where the story starts. Well, Batman Beyond starts where Futures End, issue number 48 ended. Sorry about the glare. Where this ended, we travel 5 years on the future, or I don't know how many years, into the future where Batman Beyond story starts. Now, I have to give you a little bit of a backstory of Future's End. The thing about Future's End is the story about Batman Beyond from the future. He traveled through time to our present to deal with or to avoid the creation of Brother Eye. This is what the whole story is about. It's about Brother Eye. How he got created and why, and how Brother Eye more or less got the control of the world, as we know. This is what it's about. Now, the original Batman Beyond, on this story, he died. And before he died, he gave the mantle of Batman Beyond to Tim Drake, as we know as Red Robin. I know. So this is what this is about. Now, if you want to read it, go ahead because it's a good story. But you really don't need to read this to understand this one at all. That's up to you. So you don't need this to understand this at all. Okay. Issue number 1. Issue number 1 is when Tim Drake, he's already in the future, and he see Gotham City. Gotham City in the future has a different name, which is called Neo City, N-E-O, or Neo City, not Neo City, Neo Gotham, or Neo Gotham. Anyway, so start the story with the typical Batman adventures, fighting some thugs that they're trying to steal something, as we all know. Okay. Now, I have to say that this story is written by Dan Jurgens, and the artist is Bernard Chan, and the colors is Marcelo Manolo. No, Marcelo Maiolo. That's what it says there. So, okay. As you can see, the art is really nice. I like the art. The art is pretty cool. Look at that. So, as I said, the story starts fighting some thugs that they're trying to steal a box that contains some technology and this and that belong to Brother Eye. So the thing here, that in the future, Brother Eye, he managed to take control of the world. He managed, on this story, Brother Eye, he managed to infiltrate himself on every single little technological device, from a computer to a toaster. If we don't have a toaster down now that is not that has a computer chip, well, we will in the future. Which I don't know why we're gonna have a toaster with a computer chip. But hey, nowadays everything has a computer chip, so whatever. Anyway, so the thing is that because the original Batman Beyond, he tried to destroy Brother Eye, but he cannot do it. He died before he gave the mantle to Tim Drake. Now, Tim Drake, on this story, he infiltrated to the mainframe of Brother Eye, tried to destroy it. But somehow, Brother Eye, he managed to send Tim Drake into the future. The same timeline as the original Batman Beyond, which I don't remember what year is that. So, the whole story goes that once that Tim Drake arrives, which already has, it already had passed some time, I think, let me see, it says here, doesn't say how much time it has passed in the moment that he arrived to the future up to this story, which I don't believe is important. So, here we see fighting some thugs. He decides to cruise around because he sees Gotham City completely different as he knew on our time. So he see all the future kind of like cool. But according to the story, or at least what I understand, all humanity, or basically half of humanity, is dead. Brother Eye managed to exterminate half of humanity. You see, the thing about Brother Eye is that he wants to have control. He wants to have knowledge, kind of like Brainiac. So the only place where he cannot, that he doesn't have access to information is into our brains. He cannot get into our brains at all. He can't. So by he controlling everything, he managed to kind of like fabricate kind of like a drug. And also, on this story, lets you know how people how people turn from human beings to half machine and half human. So the thing is that Brother Eye decided to use drugs to try to get information. That's the first stage because there are 3 stages here. But before we go there, we see that Batman, he has his first fight with some of the Justice League members, actually just one, which happens to be Superman. Look at that. He's half machine, has half human, half spider, half, just half. So, according to the story, all Justice League superheroes are dead. If some of them are alive, they might be in hiding, which doesn't say on the story. But I assume that eventually we're going to see some members of the Justice League alive or trying to be saved. So, on issue number 2, we see Batman fighting the Superman, half machine, half man. So, for Batman try to escape from Superman's grip, Alfred, which he called him Alf. So he used all the energy of his suit, kind of like overcharged him with a kind of like electricity bolt or explosion. The thing is, a big explosion happens and Superman flies away, knocked down in one direction, while Batman goes fly away to the other direction and gets knocked out. The thing is that he used up all the energy of his suit, so he cannot use no more his Superman suit because he has no energy. Kind of like Iron Man, kind of. So the thing is that he finds like a small town or small camp. It's more like a prison camp where there are humans. But those humans there, most of them, they all have happy face. They're all smiling. And you're wondering like, why are they all smiling? We shall explain you now. So once the Team Grey get into that compound, which they call them the lodge. Lodge. That's all the things that those happy faces people, all they say is, lodge is life, life is lodge, life is I. That's it. It's kind of sounds like a broken record. So the thing is that once he's in there, guess who he meets in that compound or the lodge? So he meets, let me see if I can find it here. He meets Barbara Gordon, much older Barbara Gordon. She's the only one who recognized Tim Drake from our present. But she's over there much older. So they escape. She also tells him that there are some rumors about Batman, but she doesn't believe it. She knows that Tim Drake used to be Red Robin, but she doesn't know yet that he's Batman. Although he tells her, "Look, I'm the new Batman," and she's like, "Yeah, right, whatever." The thing is that he cannot do anything because he has no power on his suit. So he's the only one that Barbara Gordon's believe that he's the only one has the technology or the way to save or to destroy Brother Eye. That computer program. Think of it of kind of like Terminator. Kind of. So as you can see here, you just see these over here, these eyes over here on the top page, over here. This is the part where I tell about the stage, the Chris stage. First stage is this. They injected you drugs to try to find out everything that you know. Everything. If whoever's doing it is not convinced, which happens to be Brother Eye, well, they will inject you more. Once he got the information, he kind of like erased your mind and you turn into people that has no face, as you can see here. You see that they're always smiling, and the one that has no face. Think of it as the question. They all become, the second stage is that they become the question. They have no face. And then the third stage is when they become half human and half machine. That's the three stages, which I find interesting. So now we have Barbara Gordon and Tim Drake on the run. One of the members of the team, they get apprehended by one of those half man, half machine, and they were sent to this some kind of like a compound to try to get information, because they want to find out why she gave herself for Tim Drake. They want to know who's that mysterious new traveler. They want to find out, but they don't know who they are. So they went through her memory, as we can see here. The thing is that they didn't get the Brother Eye did not get to find out. And some other characters shows up. Ink, the one over here, the one in black that looks like kind of like the one that is holding Barbara Gordon, that one there. So actually, she works for Brother Eye, although she's not part of Brother Eye, but she works for him because she said that her excuse is, well, I'm a survivor. So there's a big fight going on. Tim Drake grabbed one of the androids, half man, half machine. He pulled the cable off his back of the neck and kind of like connected to his suit, and he's become Batman again. Check that out. So he managed to save the day. That's issue number 2. Issue number 3. On issue number 3, finally, Tim Drake, he get apprehended by Brother Eye, and he was sent also to the compound to learn what he knows. So they injected him with the drug, and he's going through all the memories that he has from his past. Check that out. All those images is his memories, because he been injected with the drug. Check that out. By the way, this story, our name is Brave New World, and this is chapter 3. So I believe it's going to be 5 or 6. Hey, believe it or not, it's a good story. I really like it. Now, I will admit that once I read issue number 1, I was like, eh. Issue number 2, I was like, well, it's kind of a lot better. Then once I get issue number 3, I decide to read it one after the other. And I have to say that it's really good. Some stories are meant to be read like a trade, or have 3 or 4 issues to agree and read them all after the other. And there are some stories that just by reading one comic book, you feel kind of like you feel satisfied with the story. It's like you don't feel like you're being cheated or anything. At least this is my opinion. So back to the story. So Tim Drake, he's going through the process of to erase his memory, try to get all the information. He managed to escape, as we can see here, and he becomes again Batman Beyond. So the whole story here, we get to find out why Ink is working for Brother Eye, which I'm not gonna tell you. Also, we get to see, or at least I got to see, that seems like on this panel here, over here, you see that man standing? I believe that's actually the form of Brother Eye, because original Brother Eye was a computer program. Was kind of like a machine or android, or half human, half machine. So the way it sees here, seems like this is the Brother Eye that he finally managed to create himself to become more organic, I guess I can call that. I don't know, kind of like a machine. So we get to see the factories of the machines. We get to know more information about Ink, why she's working for Brother Eye. And there's a lot of fight here, as you can see. I love the fight scenes, I love the art, the colors, it's really nice. So on top of that, Tim Drake, he's a little bit lost. He's still not understanding how Brother Eye survived and how he managed to take over the world. Now, the only superheroes that we've seen part of the Justice League, or any of the superheroes, just being Superman so far. So finally, Batman Beyond escaped with Barbara Gordon and the other teammates. And another superhero or another character shows up. His name is Micron, which Batman Beyond thought he was Palmer, but it's not Palmer. His name is Micron, as you can see here, which I believe he works for Brother Eye. So it ends when Tim Drake meet up with Micron, Palmer from the future. Overall, issue 1 to 3, I have to give it 4 out of 5 because it was a good, entertaining story. Believe it or not, I didn't get bored at all. I thought I was about to, I was about this much to drop that title. And I said, I'm going to give it a try, what the heck. And I was wrong. I really like it. It's a simple story. Like I said before, if you haven't read Future's End, don't bother to read it to understand Batman Beyond. Because the only thing that they have in common is the name Batman Beyond, but the main character is different. Batman, the new Batman on the future is Tim Drake, which the original one, which I forgot the name of him, well, he died here. So overall, we give it 4 out of 5. And it was really good story. That I will recommend it. Well, why not? Because it's not a bad story. I enjoyed it so far. So I can't wait for issue number 4 and see what happened between Batman and Michael. So, well guys, this is it. I hope that you like this video. Till later. Oh, before I forgot, this kind of video that I'm doing is, the reason is because, well, there are times when I get my comic books too late. And by the time I read them, it's already kind of like a week already passed for me to do a video because I'm falling behind on my videos. And that's because there are times when I get my comic books late. So I still have to do a couple of more videos. I'm going to be doing a video about the story arc of Deathstroke. The story arc of Flash. Excuse me. This new story arc that is going on now. And I had to make a video about all the Superman books that have to do with the truth. So that would be more or less like this video. And also about Sinestro, because this story arc has been, where is it? Right here it is. This story has been really good. Sorry about the glare. This story has been really good. So I'm gonna make a video telling you about this whole story arc, and so on and so forth. And once that there's a week that I get my comic books on time, which happens to be Saturday, then we'll have time to read them and make a video. So I'm still working on my, what's the name of it, Convergence 2 issues comic book. So now I'm going to the second one. The second, my second, what's called, playlist. Now, I guess that's all I have to say. Well guys, this is it. I hope that you like this video. Till later. Bye.